Hello, I'm Paul.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Ben.
And welcome to the Film Busters podcast. The film show with no filters, no prisoners taken, loads of disagreements, but one hell of a love for cinema.
If you want to hear three friends ridiculing each other for an hour or so regarding their taste in films, then you have come to the right place.
In each episode, one of the team picks a film for us to discuss. It could be anything from a recent cinema release to an all-time classic.
So, strap in and get ready to get mad or get vindicated as we guide you through the murky world of being a film geek.
If you like what you hear, you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram using @FilmbustersPod. You can also find each of our individual accounts. I'm at Filmbusters Paul.
I'm at Filmbusters Adam.
And I'm at Filmbusters Ben.
If you want to use your eyes instead of your ears, you can also visit the website at filmbusters.pod.co.uk.
And if busting makes you feel good, you can also support us at patreon.com/filmbusters for exclusive content.
Alright, can we just get on with this now, please?
Filmbusters.
So boys, guess where I'm going this Saturday night? What I'm going to see?
Oh, what are you seeing?
I'm going to see adaptation of Doctor Strangelove in the West End.
Oh shit, with what's his name?
With Mr. Steve Coogan in the roles.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
That'd be exciting.
Wicked. That'd
be exciting. A birthday present from Jenny for me.
That's come around quick, isn't it?
I know it has. I'm looking forward.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the rundown of that. I bet it is. I've seen Simon from the For Your Reconsideration podcast. He's seen it and he said it was brilliant. So,
I mean, how can it not be?
I'm about to say,
How
one
could
of
it
those
not be,
things that
man?
I think just looks, good.
It's Yanucci is involved as well, and he's very good with the old satire and whatnot, isn't he? So we're in safe hands. Him doing some political satire, taking a bit of Kubrick, bit of Steve Coogan all over the shop. That'll be mighty fine.
that sounds pretty beautiful.
I look forward to seeing how they're going to ride the
Did you
bomb.
get tickets ages ago, or did you just get some last minute?
No, Jenny got it for me for my birthday earlier in the year.
Oh, I think I remember you saying that now.
Yeah. So, you know. And I said all through the year, I've been saying to Jenny, I don't know whether we should watch, because she hadn't seen Strangelove before, and I was like, I don't know whether you should watch it before seeing the play, or if it's better for like you to just go in completely cold. But we bottled it, and I showed it. I showed it a few weeks ago.
Did she
I
enjoy
think
it?
may.
Yeah,
I think it's good she saw it.
I think so. I think it's not the kind of film that is like, oh, now I had no, it's not like I'll keep it a surprise. Because it's very rewarding to keep watching Strangelove. So,
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
Beautiful
there'll be
film.
no George C. Scott, and he is the highlight. Let's face it.
He bloody is the highlight of that film. Absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
And there'll be no George C.
And there never will be ever again.
There never will be. What a shame. I love George C. Scott.
We can always watch Christmas Carol and Exorcist 3
Yes, always. And
on repeat.
something else that we've covered on this podcast with George C. Scott in.
What was the other thing?
I've forgotten, but we definitely did. What
Did
was
we?
George C. Scott in?
Do you mean John
More
C.
than
Riley?
John C. Riley is not fit
we
to
mean-
lace George's boots.
Do we mean John C? Why would we get that confused?
C in the middle of it.
C in the middle.
Oh yes.
George C. Scott, we have... No, well, there you go. We haven't. We bloody haven't.
Just Exorcist 3.
Just Exorcist 3 on the pod.
There you go.
But 9 in personal life. Let's see if George C. Scott's done a film in 2001.
When did he die?
Anyway. Oh, Christ, yeah, of course. Well, actually, no, maybe not. I don't know when he went.
He'd be an old man.
Let's see when he left us. Just too late. 1999.
Aww.
September 22nd. Jenny's birthday. He died on Jenny's birthday.
George C. Scott in Changeling.
Yes.
Yeah,
He was
that's what
indeed.
I'm thinking of him something I was thinking. Was it Changeling? Yes, Changeling.
Very, very good horror. Highly underrated. Doesn't get spoken about.
Just for having George C. Scott in it. It's worth it.
George C. Scott.
Exactly. Well, I just want you to get a T-shirt from Strangelove if you can. That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, if they do so, maybe I would.
Why does Ben have to get a T-shirt?
It'd be good.
Nice,
and
nice to have.
Coogan's face on it, maybe.
Coogan's face.
Never get it again.
No, this is all true. He'll be sick that night and there'll be the bloody stand-in for him.
And you'll be up on stage acting.
That would be horrendous, wouldn't it? That'd be
I could
so
probably
bad.
do one of them. Oh, I know.
That'd be so
Something
annoying.
like that. It would be very annoying. Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the amount of pressure on the stand-in for that role? Because it's like it's not even just one role. He's got to play like 4 different characters.
Do you reckon they would just cancel it? Because I guess most people have come to see Steve Coogan as much as they come to see.
I think you buy your ticket, right? And there's got to be something in the small print that's like you buy your ticket for the performance, not for certain actors, even when it's a big name like that, you know?
Yeah, surely, yeah.
Come on, wish him well. Wish him well.
You're all right, Coogan. You'll be there. He'll be there.
It'll be up in his little motel somewhere.
Anyway,
should we get on to what we're doing today?
Yes.
we better.
Adam, what are we doing today? This is your pick.
We are doing a film called Neighbouring Sounds. I mean, most people have never heard of this film. I never heard of this film until we picked it. Or until I picked it. And the reason I picked it was because it was done by the director of Bacurau, which also stands for Bacurau Blind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty famous on his podcast. Bloody Bacurau.
Yes.
Very
Love it.
famous. Not only on this podcast, we've infiltrated the zeitgeist ever so slightly. Lots of
Yeah.
people referring to things Bacurau Blind nowadays.
Contrarians. It's a staple saying as well now.
Always.
Just rolls off your tongue.
It does.
I was in the office today, and I worked with a Brazilian, and we were talking about some Brazilian films I'd seen recently, and I was like, oh yeah, and I watched this Neighbouring Sounds last night, and she was like, I never heard of it, and I was like, I didn't think she would know, and I was like, oh, it's the director of Bacurau. Not only her, 2 other people in the office were like, oh, Bacurau, bangs.
Oh,
People
that
knew
is
about
great.
Bacurau.
That is
Isn't
so
that
good.
insane?
I love
The
that.
thing is, I don't remember Bacurau that much. I just remember it being weird and wacky. So I do feel like I
It is
need to
weird and
rewatch
wacky.
it.
I want to rewatch it.
Rewatch it, man. It's so good. Such a good film.
I would have liked to have rewatched it.
You should. Yeah, they should do a stage play of Bacurau.
Oh yeah. John. I was about to say John C. Carpenter.
John C. Reilly.
John C. Carpenter could do a live score.
He plays that naked man, John C. Reilly, in the stage show. Remember the naked
Yes.
man? Shooting
Yeah, the
people
one
with
lying in the
shotgun or
bed.
something.
There was nudity in this film aplenty still.
There you go. Well, yes, we're not doing Bacurau. We're doing Neighbouring Sounds. This is the last film of our what year round? 2012.
Yeah, we're in 2012.
Yeah,
I hope
our
you got your wrap-up scenes and
I have.
lines and shit. I know Adam hasn't.
Adam hasn't. I have. This is the last film in our 2012 round. It's come around quick. We did pretty well on this round.
Yeah,
It's been
we
good.
nailed this year compared to other
Flew
years.
through it. Yeah, wicked.
We've been banging them out.
Even with a
Yeah.
guest appearance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. But first of all, let me just say, we got a Patreon at www.patreon.com/filmbusters. We can get exclusive episodes. You can suggest films for us to do. You can come on the show. And it's just a wonderful place over there. What are we doing on the Patreon after this episode, Adam?
We are talking about our favourite films that we have watched in October. The thing we do every month when we talk about our roundup of the month. Even though there is one day left of the month, it is Halloween day that is left of the month when we are recording this. So there might be
Yeah.
a spooky horror that comes out into the next one. But
I know, exactly. We're going to miss the Halloween night.
I mean,
Well,
I
we could
haven't got
wrap
any
up.
films planned to be watched on
You
Halloween.
can count it. You can count it tomorrow, can't you? For next month?
Yeah, for next month.
For
But I'm
next
just saying
month,
it won't
yeah,
get
yeah.
included in October.
Okay, yes.
It's
of
the
course.
it's the highlight. I always look forward to our end of months most of all because it's always about everything that I've been watching that month. I'm like, oh, what's going to make it? What's going to make it to the conversation?
Absolutely. It's always exciting, isn't it?
I like to hear what you boys have been watching.
Of course. And guys, you can listen to all that beautiful stuff for a mere £1. You can join the Patreon, become part of the family for a mere £1 and get loads of bloody episodes. There's so many on there now for
It's
that
better
wonderful
for you
price.
than that chocolate bar you'll buy.
And if you can't afford it, just send us a
You
little
can't
message.
Just afford it.
Yeah. Just afford it if you can't.
Just buy it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
Just stick-
reevaluate your life. You can get a new £1 out of you.
Yeah.
We'll give you financial advice.
Gamble.
Exactly.
Put your house up. Remortgage your house.
Anyway, that's our wonderful patron. Let's get on towards actually talking about what we're doing today, which is Neighbouring Sounds, and do our staple of every episode, which is the quiz. Are you excited for the quiz?
Yes, it's going to be a weird one. I don't know what's going to be in this quiz.
I know what's going to be one of the answers, I reckon.
Oh, do you think? Well,
Wait, Paul asked the questions, doesn't he?
I know. It is me.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
I thought it was Ben for a minute then.
just let everyone know, I asked the questions, and I asked Ben and Adam 2 questions about the film we're doing, which is Neighbouring Sounds. And if they get them right, they get the points. If they get them wrong, I get the points. The scores so far: Ben is in the lead with 17 points. I'm in second place with 14 points, and Adam is in last place with 12 points.
Oh, it's all much tighter. Much tighter than I thought.
It's getting tight. Toy like a toiger.
Good.
Would you like to have the first question?
Go for it.
Let's do it.
The mum in this film, Bia, so the woman with the children, yeah?
A washing machine.
No. I won't let you have that answer. It's fine. You could give another one.
He's frozen out, isn't he?
No, it was a joke.
It was a joke. It was a joke. What would that's like the what's that game show where you say the answer and you got to say what question it was?
Yeah, Jeopardy.
Yeah. What did she grind her vagina on?
Yeah, I'm not even sure she did grind on it though. That's the thing. We'll talk about that in the episode.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
The question is,
I was watching that scene on a train, packed train.
Oh, it always happens, isn't it? It always
stop
happens.
watching.
You're getting too excited. On a train. Okay, do you want the question?
Yes.
So that woman, Bia, right? She's sitting on the couch at one point, and she's listening to a song by Queen. Which song is it?
I Want to Break Free.
Wrong.
Wait, ask the question again, please.
So you have all the time in the world now, Ben.
Go on then.
She's sitting on the couch at one point, listening to a song, and at one point she even like does a little. She sings. You can see she mouths the words as well, and it's a song by Queen.
Shit.
Killer Queen.
No.
Is it? It's a kind of magic.
No. Crazy little thing called love.
For fuck's sake.
Fucking hell. Well,
Yeah.
Crazy little...
There you go. Could have got
Crazy
that.
Little Thing Called Love is by Queen. Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even thought it.
Yeah.
They got a lot
I
of
wanted to
bangers.
make sure. I made sure as well it was the right version because it sounded a little bit country, but it was actually them. Yeah, it was them.
They like to stick these very Western songs into their movies. This Brazilian director, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I got the point. Thank you.
Well done.
Up to 15 now. Shall I see if I make it to 16?
Yeah.
Let's see if you were paying attention. You remember
Okay.
Dino? The naughty boy Dino
Yes.
in this film? So at
The
one
one who's
point,
stealing the CD players.
yes, that guy. At
Yep.
one point, we go into his bedroom and there's a massive sign of a very popular film. What is it?
Fuck's sake.
This feels slightly familiar.
It's like the title of the film. It's not a poster. It's the title of the film.
I want to say it's Fight Club,
No,
but it's not.
it's not.
But that's the only thing I can think of.
Am I getting 16 points? Are you going to let me get to 16 points, Ben?
I think so, because I'm going to just have to take a shot in the dark and I'm going to say They Live.
No, it's Jackie Brown.
I have no recollection of seeing that.
It was just so random. I was like,
I thought it was an actual poster.
No, it was like a cutout of the title, and it was like leant up against the wall behind a chair. And I was like, what's that doing there?
Weird.
Jackie
They
Brown.
like to put the Western stuff in it. I thought it was going to be another John Carpenter connection. That's why I said They Live.
It was Tarantino. There you go. Queen
Well,
and
how'd you like
Tarantino. Didn't see those coming, did you?
No, the two Western inflections in the film.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Goodness bloody me.
Well done, Paul.
Thank you. 16 points for me. 17 for Ben. And only a mere 12 points for young Adam here.
I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
I'm going to run away with it.
You'll do it. You'll do it in the end. Right, shall we move on to chatting about this film?
Go on.
Let's do it.
I think the earliest memory I have in terms of thinking about the whole concept for the film came from 10 or 11 years ago. I worked for a big company in Recife, and it's a modern company, and we had a modern office with computers and all the technology. But there was a certain atmosphere at the workplace that we worked for some kind of that we worked in a sugar plantation. That was the main mindset of working in that company. And this is not really an original idea. It's something that it's very often discussed and talked about in Recife, Pernambuco, because I think we have we carry the it's like the gene of Senhor de Engenho, which is the master of sugarcane plantations, and which has been historically the big product of Pernambuco, the state where I come from. Sugarcane has been for decades the only product to come out of Pernambuco, this monoculture of sugarcane. And a lot of that mindset is reflected in the way we live our lives, the way we relate to people in the workplace. And there is a certain mentality which is very traditional and very strong. And I think that's the earliest memory I have towards writing this film. So, of course, the idea of making a film in a big city, but in a street, but which had the same kind of system that you would maybe identify with a sugarcane plantation or an engenho, like we call it, that really seemed to be interesting to me.
Right, everyone, today we're doing Neighbouring Sounds from 2012. It is directed by Kleber Mendoza Filho. This is a spoiler episode, so if you haven't seen this film, you might want to go watch it first before we ruin it terribly for you. Mm-hmm. And then, you come back, though, because we want you to listen.
Be sure to come back.
Yes, please. There's been a couple of people who've been in things we've done before or directed things we've done before. Do you know who or what they are?
Let me have a guess. I didn't actually know if there was any recurring cast members from Bacurau. Are there some? Cool. Who are they?
One cast member, yes. So, obviously the director, same director as Bacurau. And it's, do you know the maid? So the one who sleeps with the main security guy in the bed, right?
Yes.
It's her. Her name's Klebia Souza, and she's one of the citizens of Bacurau. So
one of the many citizens.
Many citizens. I looked at the post and she was in it. I was like, oh yeah, there she is.
Wow.
She was just standing there.
I must have been Bacurau blind to have missed her.
Exactly. You bloody were.
Bloody was.
He's got it in there.
Adam.
How are we going to make Neighbouring Sounds a thing? Think about that while we do this episode.
We'll have a think.
Yeah.
Adam, give a little plot rundown on this film.
This film is about a neighbourhood in Brazil. And
you just leave it there.
Yeah, loads of shit, weird stuff starts happening. Not weird stuff, actually. I tell a lie.
Some weird stuff.
It's just life on a neighbourhood in Brazil.
Now say that again, but in Brazilian, in Portuguese, please.
Quando estava e
oh shit! Manny just did it, and he just like blew you away there.
I know. That'd be amazing. All he's actually doing is ordering a plate of olives for the table.
And we would not even realise.
No. Wow, Adam, wow.
Wow.
I don't even know his word is obrigado, and that's it.
Obrigado de nada.
There you go.
De nada.
Well, Benny, you got any facts about this film?
Ai caceta. Yes, I do have some. I didn't do my usual great job of pulling everything together due to various circumstances, but check it out. This was the official submission to the Oscars 2014 Best Foreign Language Film category by Brazil, if you can believe it. The film was shot, or at least one of the locations in the filming was shot where the director, I can't say this person's name, Kleber Mendonça Filho, I don't even know, it's a he, where he lived growing up, and he was actually a film critic before he became a director, if you can believe it. So he should have quite a keen eye for things and picking up on things that we would potentially pick up on in this episode. So
we'll see.
We'll see if that's the case, whether that is the case or not. And I really don't have too much more on this film because it's very tricky to find much out about it that's worth talking about. So the magic is going to be in the talking and the discussion.
It always is with us, isn't it? Always.
Well, let's see.
Let's see. Adam, this is your pick, so you get to decide who you want their first impressions in what order. If that even makes sense, that sentence.
We got it.
I'm going to go first, then Ben, then Paul.
Okay.
So I was obviously expecting a little bit of wackiness and some weirdness from the man who gave you Bacurau Blind, or Bacurau. You could only refer to it in its full name, in its Christian name. But this is like almost the complete opposite, and again in like the best way possible. You watch this film and you're just constantly waiting for something to happen, but nothing happens. And then when you watch it, you're like, oh, okay, was that it? Like, was that the film? This is what we were going in for? I was expecting something a little bit more. And then, weirdly, it's kind of stuck with me more than most films have. I think because it didn't give you the answers, and because it was so, again, almost use this in a bad way, but mundane. It kind of has that lasting effect on you. That's kind of weird. But the whole time, and because, again, nothing is happening, you are watching it the whole time, waiting for something to happen. And yet, because it's not giving you answers, you're kind of like looking for the answers. And you're searching. And it kind of keeps you really engrossed in this storyline and these people. So, yeah, I would say overall, I have enjoyed it.
Overall, you did. Well, very tricky to really articulate it, because in a way I agree with you in that it is kind of intriguing. You're right that you keeps feeling like something's about to happen, and maybe because we knew Bacurau, I was waiting for the sort of, oh shit, now all of a sudden it's this kind of film, and that didn't ever happen. But you're right, when you come out the end of it, you do look back and you're sort of like, there were things in there that were felt quite important and quite striking. Like, my only summary of the whole film, what I take from the whole film, is it's about the rich and the poor, side by side, the upper class and the lower class, and the upper class rely on the lower class to protect them, and then the lower class who are being abused and put upon by the richer people, even though it seems like they're on the same level because they all live in the street and it's all about protection and looking after one another. The lower class and the poorer people rise up against the richer people in the end and do away with them in subtle ways and big ways, whether it's the murder at the very end of the man who murdered their dad years ago, or whether it's fucking on his bed while he's out of town. There's some other stuff there, but it's tricky. It's a hard one. We're going to have to discuss it. We're going to have to suck some meat out of the bones of this film, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for starters, I just got to say it's no Bacurau.
No, it ain't.
It ain't no Bacurau. But I think it was egging itself a little by being labelled as a thriller. Adam said last episode it's a thriller, right? And it's even on the genre on Letterboxd, it's labelled as a thriller, because I wouldn't necessarily say I was thrilled at any point, but it still has those like strikingly bizarre and jarring inserts like Bacurau has, like this the strange boy wandering around, the waterfall of blood, the prolonged shots that clearly mean something. And also a score, especially from the beginning, it feels a score that makes you feel uneasy, like impending doom kind of feel.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that never comes. And all these moments, like, they make you stop and ponder what that meant, in the confines of the story. But crucially, for me, the film wasn't interesting enough for me to want to really delve into the film outside of this podcast. In the podcast, I'm like, yeah, let's delve into it. But outside, I'm like, I finished the film, and I was like, it didn't give me enough. But that isn't to say I'm not very much looking forward to taking an interview, because I think there is definitely stuff to say. It's very reminiscent of like a British kitchen sink drama that is more like a slice of life than an overarching story. And I guess that's like more. It is about like class divides and the chain of the tides with power structures. But yeah, I was a little bored in places, and these kind of ponderous films are not my bag anyway, so it kind of tracks with how I end up feeling about them. But that's my first impressions anyway, so I'm looking forward to talk about it regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about it. How do you, boys, shall we go part 1, part 2, part 3, just Absolutely. So we can stagger it a little bit? Let's talk about part 1, Guard Dogs. So that takes us up pretty much up to but right before they all sit down to talk about the fact that the night guard's been sleeping on the job.
Well, let me before we even get to that, right? We have an intro before the part one, and this is where we get like the children skating, and it's like it's almost like 2001 Space Odyssey drums, like coming in like boom.
It's like
boom,
samba beat
boom,
is what it
boom.
is.
Yeah, it's like it's very. This is where you get that impending doom, and it's all showing pictures of like Brazilian ancestry, which is obviously leaning into that kind of stuff.
Completely forgot about all of that.
Yeah, it's obviously leaning into these power structures and how like these upper class Brazilian families are all like waited on by the lower class and stuff, and then it ends in a car crash.
Yeah,
and it's like,
which felt quite real, by the way. It was almost as if they were just rolling the camera, and that actually happened. It didn't feel like something that was set up for the film.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of stuff like that. Like it's just them witnessing these events, and it's like they don't want to explain. There's one moment where a car like speeds off down the road, does like a donut, and then goes the opposite direction.
Well, funnily enough, that's the final scene in part 2.
Yeah,
that's the final shot of part 2.
Yeah, so it's like
I think
it just makes you think, doesn't it? Like, what is this?
All of this stuff is the nature of the film. Like Adam's saying, you're waiting for this thing to happen, but it never quite comes. And that's what, there's a lot of it in part 1. It's where you've got something very mundane alongside something that feels like it could go sideways. So you've got the couple kiss. So in the opening, you've got that couple kissing, and it feels quite intimate, and it's like we're spying on them because we're from above, right?
Yeah.
Which made me think about the Baccarat drone that was flying over people and observing. So we're seeing that, and right alongside that, we've got the buzzsaws going so loudly, and right beside that is a park. So it's like things that should be quite joyous, kissing, love, and kids, and we've got a buzzsaw right next to it. We've got a dog barking, being drugged with meat. We've got a child on a couch, relaxing, watching essentially a 3D porn sex ed video. Yeah. So it's like mundane, boring things that are presented in quite a jarring way, even down to the way that couple are naked on the couch, and they quickly got to get into the bedroom
because the kids are there.
Yeah, the fact that you've got nudity so close to kids like that is like, this is uncomfortable. And her CD player getting stolen out of the window, it's not just smashed in, that window has been removed neatly. All of that is unsettling. It's
it's true.
Here's the normalcy of your existence alongside things that are deeply unsettling.
I guess it's like jarring, isn't it? So everything next to each other, it's like doesn't feel quite right. It's a little bit jarring. These sounds shouldn't be these neighbouring sounds that in like isolation will just be normal, but next to another sort of sound is it just makes you think, whoa, that's a bit weird.
Yeah. It changes the game. It makes everything very unsettling.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's kind of what I think that's setting the tone for the whole film, which is like, here feels like normality, but nothing about this place is normal, really. When you look deeply, everything is actually quite horrendous.
But it's also like, it makes you feel like this is almost, someone was like, this is almost a documentary. Like it's so real, it's so unpolished, it's so unapologetically real that it makes you think, could this have been like a documentary? It is a real proper slice of life.
Like the stuff you're seeing, like in this first part, for example, you're seeing a man delivering a TV, and or two men delivering a TV, and it's the two sisters, and one of them's got a bigger TV than the other, and then they have a little fight about it, and then it goes up, and then never come back to it again. And it's like, okay.
But that's kind of like, again, that thing of normalcy. It should just be like normal familial relationships. However, they're going to scrap because her TV is slightly bigger than the other one.
Yes.
And just the absolute violence of that, unnecessarily out of nowhere, over the most trivial thing.
But do you get anything out of that?
I think that, like, not being immersed in Brazilian culture and in such an environment, I think if you're going to be poncy and say, the commentary the film is making, I think the commentary it's making is these towns and these cities that you go through and everything just seems normal. What you don't see is behind these doors, behind the bars and the security of these doors, are quite fucked up things and quite fucked up lives. You
And
can
all
embody it.
All the skeletons in the closet kind of thing that you don't actually see.
Well,
Yeah.
particularly striking for me in that first part, I thought, was the scene where the couple, the mother and a daughter, are going to see the apartment, and Zhao is showing them, and then they're like, "We understand that a woman killed herself here, so can you give us any special consideration for the bad energy of the building?" And he's like, "No, the building is the building. That doesn't matter." And the thing is, it's like, well, fuck. It's kind of. This is interesting because I can see what the woman's saying, because you wouldn't want to live in that building because of that, but at the same time you're
What's my
if we're
feelings
going
worse?
to,
What's it worth?
Yeah.
My feelings. Yeah.
yes, if you can reduce the rate, maybe I could live with it, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. It's all a
And
little
it's
bit corrupt.
just that bad energy of these things, just things that seem normal actually having this bad energy, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And do you know when this guy delivers? He's the water delivery guy, but he also kind of delivers drugs on the side. And he comes and brings them to Bia, the mum, and he's standing in the kitchen waiting for her to come back. And there's this ominous sound, which now we know was the washing machine. But it's almost like horror in his eyes, like what is going on here? Like there's a secret here, and I guess there is a secret there. But
There
it's
is
all
a
like,
secret.
It's all like very dark the way that whole thing felt. It felt like doom in his eyes.
Well,
like what's
it
going on?
did. I think they're presenting Bettina's character particularly as this representation, the extreme of someone who is so worried about the outside world and security to an extent, like doesn't want any infringement on her life. For the most part, she's pretty much always framed within the grounds of her own house. So the dog barking, that's an infringement. I don't want to hear that sound. That's outside of my house. I don't want to hear it, so let me almost kill this fucking thing. The guy coming over, she is so in her own house and in her own life, she doesn't even know how to relate to this man properly. She can't even get sexually attracted to her husband anymore. So instead of coming onto the delivery man, she waits until he's gone and gets off on the fucking washing machine because she can't even relate to human beings anymore. And crucially, instead of stepping outside for a fucking cigarette, she smokes it inside and blows it into the vacuum because she just can't face.
That was quite cool though. That looked
the world
cool as
outside.
shit.
It was. I'm not sure that vacuum cleaner would last much longer if you keep doing that. But
Even her own children hate her doing it.
well, wouldn't you?
Didn't do it all the time though, did she? It was only like that one time. The rest of the time, she just smokes like normal in the house.
But it was kind of symbolic of this thing of rather than go outside, rather than my kids say don't smoke in the house, rather than leave the premises, I will stay in here and blow it. And that's where I thought, because this is all in part one, I thought, okay, the story is totally going to be about what lengths will all of these people go to protect their homes, their houses, where they are, because they're scared of what's coming from outside. But Bettina was just a shut-in, pretty much.
Already, I am enjoying this conversation because you feel like me in the back row episode where you've got so much kind of out of it.
Not really, mate, because it all goes after part one. In part one, there's stuff, yeah.
Okay, we'll see. What else is in this part? Do you know what I did think actually? So obviously we're seeing the lives of these people. I didn't know at any point whether it was like a linear narrative or not, and I thought that maybe Bia would be the woman who jumped off the balcony.
Ah, so you thought maybe the timelines were jumbled.
Yeah. But then you actually end up seeing them together, Zhao and her.
Now,
so
see, that would have been a fucking good reveal in the third act, wouldn't it?
Yeah. To lead her to that in some way.
Yeah, that would have been a good act.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the last things that happens in part one, and what's your take on this? Because I feel like it must have happened for some reason. The girl, the daughter of that mother, sees the boy asking for his ball to be thrown back, and finally she does throw it back, right?
Yeah, but
and
it's too late.
And a car runs over it and pops it.
Yes, and I think does she pop it in the first part, or does it come back on the second part, maybe?
I don't know,
I
but
think you see the
regardless, what does that
ball,
even mean?
Don't you, rather than the act of it happening?
You hear it. You see her driving.
Yeah.
You hear pop, and then out the back window, you see the kids angrily grabbing the ball. But because they spent so much time showing the significance of throwing the ball back in the first act, it feels like that must mean something. But I don't know
them,
what
like,
it
looking
means.
down on people they think below them. They've got their gated community. It's outside the walls.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's about that because he's clearly like the lower class, and he's like calling for the ball, isn't he, for like quite a prolonged period of time, and then by the time he's all spent and thought, okay, then she's not going to throw it back, she throws it, and it's like, well, too little, too late. You wanted to help us, but it's too late. And maybe that's like the kind of dynamic between the upper and lower classes in Brazil.
Yeah, could be.
All this with reading into it, and it's like, was it on the page?
This is what I mean of, like, it doesn't give you these answers. You have to kind of sit with it a bit. I don't know if it's, again, because you're doing a podcast on it.
Yeah,
You look at it from more of a critical lens.
Yeah,
You're thinking like, okay, there wasn't much to happen in that film. Let's think about what happened in that film between now and I watched it last week.
Well, what did you think of the main guy, Adam? Zhao. Him, in part 1 anyway. Did you like him?
He was alright. I don't liked him. I didn't dislike him either. He was just, again, it's just they're all ordinary. There's nothing going either for or against him. He was just real. He was just like, it was just like he's just living his life, and just
I don't know how I felt about that guy.
He was also the most casual estate agent in the world. Like, turn out with his newspaper. Like, I mean, he's not an estate agent, but
well, he was also the only person who was backing the staff. So he'd almost grown out of this kind of looking down your nose at people kind of lifestyle, where he kind of gets to know the people on the ground floor. He asks one of the guys, oh, he's got a new job, and he wants to know about it. But he also tells someone, actually, no, I guess that's kind of looking out for him, when he says about wear your flip-flops, you might get electrocuted. I saw that at the time. I felt, oh, okay, don't talk to her like that. But I guess he is trying to protect her.
do you reckon it's a whole thing of, like, he's looking out for his girlfriend or the girl that's from outside the neighbourhood who got robbed? So he's looking out for her. He's looking out for the security man who was going to lose his job. Who's outside the neighbourhood, where everyone else is only concerned was what was inside the neighbourhood. They only cared about themselves rather than...
Yeah, that's true. Because he even leaves the neighbourhood entirely for that part 3.
I guess the way maybe the new generation, where he's kind of separated himself from the power structures or the class divides, where he's just an everyday guy.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because he also, when you first see him walking around naked with that girl in the house, and he's telling that maid not to don't come out and whatnot. I don't know. It felt like slightly disrespectful. But to her to be like just going around his home with this, I suppose it's his home, he can do if he wants, but just the way he talked to that, I don't even know if she was a maid, she was just there kind of like
I think
helping out with general chores.
She definitely was like the help in a way. Every single person in this apartment had their own sort of like helper, right? And I think that might say something how the relationship is, because it's clearly his house, right? It kind of felt like he was almost staying over in someone's house that he shouldn't have been, but he clearly wasn't. It was clearly his house, and then she's come in, and the fact that she's brought children with her on her, I guess it's her job, that she knew that he'd feel comfortable and be fine with that. It's just the fact that he was laying naked in the front room.
Yeah,
that he thought, oh, wait, because as soon as he ran past, she had a little smile on her face, and she was fine with it. She was just like, oh, kids will be kids, kind of thing.
Even though he's a grown man, but yeah.
Even though he's a grown man.
Yes. Well, okay. Come on. Let's move into part 2, which is called Night Guards. And since you said he's sticking up for the Night Guards, which is true, while everyone else is like, look at this DVD of this man sleeping. Yes. Maybe the thing that's interesting is that, and then he walks out, meets the girlfriend again, and while they're in the elevator, that very same night guard just goes and watches them on video. And it's like, even this person that you're sticking up for is sort of like spying on you and overseeing you, has a certain voyeuristic oversight over you, and is getting off on things that you're doing.
Yeah.
And he's that, that guard is, well, maybe that guard is like middle class, someone who's become comfortable because he's just got the steady wage, so he's taking it easy. So that's why he's not.
But he's done it. Like,
working
he's
class.
great, man. The guy's done his service. Like, he's looked after people for so long, and then he's going to throw him out on the street.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. In a way,
It's because he's been watching them in the lift and masturbating.
he wasn't masturbating, was it?
I think that's the implication. He's getting off on it a little bit. I
did think-
reckon.
For a second, I did think that he was going to start doing something, but he never did.
Yeah, I thought so.
But they speak about him saying, like, oh, he's lazy. He's just basically there to be forced out so he gets the redundancy money or whatever. And
Yeah.
maybe it's true. Yeah, because the way you're all talking about him, why wouldn't he exploit the system?
Yeah.
So I don't like look down on him for that, because he's an old guy who's clearly been doing it for years, and it's like, well, if you're going to treat him this and you after all these years you're still talking about him like this, then whatever, man, exploit the system.
And just voyeuristically look at young couples getting off with each other when they don't know you're watching.
It's his job, isn't it? It's his job.
he's security.
He is.
He's just watching
There's-
the cameras.
One thing we didn't talk about just then that we need to talk about, because he is the consistent throughout all of it, is we meet this guy Clodaldo, the guy who's doing the security in the town.
Yeah.
He comes over
Yes,
to
yeah.
Zhao and his dad, was it? And is like, we'll give you security. And the guy's like, look at me, I'm the only one on the street that doesn't have it. I don't need it.
Oh, it's his granddad. So it's Dino.
His granddad.
Dino and him are cousins, Zhao and Dino, and
Yes.
it's a granddad. And he's saying, I used to own all this town, and it's just gone away from me, kind of thing now. So he was trying to almost win the contract over, wasn't he? Going around asking everyone.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But see, even there, maybe it was just not knowing much information. I was waiting for that to go sideways. It's like, don't say no to this guy. This guy is like, if you don't take our security, you're getting fucked.
I thought it was like the mafia thing that it's going to start
Yeah.
burning down your houses and like
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Now, let me tell you this. I wrote a note here that this is the bit where the movie was losing me. When Zhao and Sophia are just lying in bed chatting, after they've just sort of having sex, and I'm like, okay, now I need to know. We need to have some plot here. And this is the point where I'm realizing there ain't going to be no plot, and we're just going to be observing scenes after scenes. And I was like, oh shit, I think the goodwill that's been bought in that first half is going to go. But then something happened, and I'll be very keen to hear, particularly Paul's reaction. Adam would have had no reaction because he's a lizard. But something made the bottom of my stomach fall out. What do you think it was, Paul?
Seeing the man on the roof. Okay, well, I know what you're talking about now, actually, because the pause, him going to swim in shark-infested waters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
At night.
That was just the way that was framed so casually with the camera, just all in that one take, gliding over the warning of sharks sign at night.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking hell, man. That was like,
Say that
oh
again.
my god.
That's where it becomes a thriller.
Yeah.
Without the thrills, just the feeling of it more than anything. But
What a
yeah,
twist that would have been if they went into a shark film at that point.
yeah. But it is all kind of leaning into the almost mindsets, maybe, or the history of these characters, because Francesco clearly has a history which we come to find out, and maybe, you know, swimming in shark-infested waters, he's been through so much worse in his life and done so much worse that doing that is nothing to him.
Yeah.
Or maybe he likes a thrill.
Maybe.
Maybe
Middle of the
that's
night,
it,
he
exactly.
can't get to sleep. He needs to.
But also, it's another thing of living dangerously, living with danger and these jarring things right on your doorstep and somehow surviving it. That's maybe what life is like in these Brazilian locations. Because they're not favelas. They're not like Brazilian slums. These are just like streets. They're like just typical streets,
Yeah.
is my impression. I don't know the landscape of Brazil all that well, but...
Yeah, certainly not a favela. And I think that, this is where Dino comes in as well, doesn't he? He comes because he gets called by the main security guy and basically threatening him more than anything, saying, don't mess with this town anymore, stealing people's CD players. And he comes up and literally says to them, this is no favela. And this is where you see the distinct difference between Dino and Zhao, because Zhao instantly goes to him thinking he's stolen the CD players, which he probably did, right? But
Yeah.
I think
Dino,
the security firm did it.
what, to get in there? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Could be.
The way the job was done, it was so meticulously. They didn't break the glass; they just did it. Because the only radio
Yeah,
play he got
potentially.
back from Dino was the one that wasn't hers.
Yeah, it was a good way. I guess a good way of getting the contract, I guess, wasn't it? Yeah. But anyway, because Dino he hasn't lost that looking down your nose at the lower class. He is in his grandfather's pocket still, and sees the lower class as nowhere close to what he is.
Yeah.
But I would say more horrific or slight. Okay, this is where the thriller aspects comes into it for me, because watching Bea, who's watching the dog with, I think, binoculars maybe at this point, I can't remember at this moment, but she's looking at the dog, and then she sees a man climb across a roof, and it's like, oh, what is going on here? Or it could be the boy, maybe the boy climbing across the roof, because you keep seeing this boy.
Oh yeah, it's got to be that boy, hasn't it? Because that boy's also the one up in the trees at the end as well.
Yes, exactly that. But coming to the end of the film now, and kind of seeing it all as a piece, and also seeing the little girl dreaming about this very same thing of people coming into the home, it's almost like the threat of the lower class like impeding on the upper class's houses, and it's like we're not safer anymore.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just the feeling these people are getting, that they don't have their space anymore. It could be anyone from any class coming into here.
Yeah,
that's what I get from it.
Yeah, certainly.
Like whether that was, I don't know what the boy was, because then again the security firm see the boy up the tree.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
That boy gets all over the place, as you say. Yeah, that boy is the boy that's running around in the house when the security guy goes in with his mistress and fucks on the bed.
Yeah,
that boy's just running through the house, and it's like it was a weird jump scare, just like the red of the waterfall for no reason. I would love to tell you what that was about, but I don't know why. Why did that suddenly pour blood red? For what reason? What does it even mean?
It's just a foreboding thing, isn't it? That something,
but foreboding for what? You know,
that like something has been done in the past, and this is, you know.
But like, if Zhao had died by the end, it would make sense, maybe, because it's like, okay, it was like a foretelling of what would happen to him. But it's like, it's blood red for Zhao, and like Zhao's character just fucking disappears at the end. I guess he doesn't even have any significant end.
Yeah, more than anything, maybe Zhao is the one who can see how these people have been treated and what has happened, so he constantly sees the blood that's been spilt, maybe.
Let me tell you this much.
I'm reading way too deep into it.
There is no way we would be doing this if we hadn't seen Bacurau. We're giving this so much of a chance because of Bacurau, aren't we?
Yeah, of course, definitely. 100%.
Adam's giving it no chance. Adam hates this film. He got nothing to say about this
film. I'm just listening to see what you guys thought about it.
I got to say, apart from Adam, I think Adam paid for it. Me and you watched it on Daily Motion.
Yeah.
What an ordeal.
I know. I didn't realise Daily Motion was it's just another YouTube, isn't it? So it's just loads of adverts.
It was as close to unwatchable as fucking the Kiss stream was that we watched.
Was it really bad?
No, at least
the visuals were great.
Yeah, at least it's like you get 10 minutes and then it's like advert. 10 minutes advert. It's like
the
watching
subtitles. The subtitles were bad though. When I flicked onto the Curzon trial and played back the last few minutes that I'd watched on Daily Motion, like the subtitles are almost totally different.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
What were they saying?
It's just a bit more refined. It's almost like someone else typed up the subtitles for the Daily Motion version.
Okay.
Rather than like burnt on subs for the Curzon.
Maybe the lower class did the Daily Motion and the upper class did the Curzon.
Yeah, maybe.
The one I had the ones that were like, they were like part of the film. They were like text on the film rather than like...
Yeah, burnt in, yeah.
But part 2, worst part.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. Well, I don't know. I think really Bodyguards as well. Might be.
Really? Well, it's really short though. Like nothing happened in it.
Well,
really?
The things that were kind of interesting in it were the shark scene, which was the most standout.
Climbing over the roof
without seeing a shark.
Don't
even remember the climbing.
The little boy not being able to play his DVD.
Oh yeah. And the story about the guy whose sister was run over by the car, and he said, She evaporated. So many cars went over her. She
Oh
evaporated.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Cars, trucks, the lot.
And
Yeah.
the story of that guy's eye. Like, we're just hearing these gruesome tales told at
war
night.
stories.
The whole thing just feels horrible because of the setting and the sense of danger.
Mm.
And then we get that scene of the guy who's like, I came out of one of these buildings. I was drunk. I don't know which
Yeah.
one to go in. And then they all circle round with their walkie-talkies. I'm like,
I
what's
thought they were
going
going to
on here?
kill him.
So did I.
Because I was like, okay, they are really protecting, like, are they going to be like, go over the top now? Or, like,
Yeah.
that's when I thought you were going to find out what these security guys are really about.
I know. I thought we were going to get a Baccarat
Yeah,
showdown
but-
kind of thing. All the guns were going to pop out.
But they're actually just being quite helpful.
They were. It was disappointing. You're like, you're an actual security firm then.
But again, that's probably what people would actually do.
Yeah.
It was quite ominous, wasn't it? Because it was like everyone. It was almost like he was saying, "Look at how many security people here. Don't mess with us," kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Yes.
We're watching you. But it was more saying, "Did anyone see this guy? Where he came from?"
Yeah,
he
I
would
know.
direct
That's
you.
true. Yeah.
Anyway, part 3, bodyguards. Do we get
Bodyguards.
anything? Do we get anything from what these titles are? We've had guard dogs, night
What do we-
guards, and
Well, the guard dogs
bodyguards.
is It's all
Well,
about
there's
guards.
dog in the beginning.
They're all guards.
There's at night guards. The whole thing is set at night. So it literally is night guards.
It's not though, because you have the condo meeting.
That's in the evening.
Yeah, but they also talk about the night
Oh,
guard
okay.
of their building.
And they're talking
like
about
the
the night guards,
night
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
security
true.
guard.
Yeah.
And the third one, bodyguards. Well, by the end, I suppose there is a body.
Mm.
Or is
Now,
there?
this ending bit, right? Once they have this stupid block party where everyone's going over to that guy's house, there's like 25 minutes, 30 minutes of the film left. Nothing happens until the cousin, the brother, is introduced to him and is like, yeah, you don't remember us.
Yeah.
And it's like, what have we been watching for these final 25 minutes? We're just hearing this shitty talk. Oh, yeah, and the security guy goes in with his mistress to have sex in the White House, as she calls it.
But this is also where we get the going to dinner with Francesco, the grandpa, and we go to visit the old house
For
that
what
she
purpose?
lived in. Just, I don't know, just to see the history. We go visit an old cinema, which is quite nice. I quite enjoyed that. Hearing the sound of the cinema. That was what I liked, seeing the broken down cinema, and then going to see the blood waterfall. It was interesting, but it was like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I think this film lacks from like being too much of nothingness. Like that's what holds it back. It almost needs to be. If this film was like a tight 90 minutes, it'd be
It could have
great.
definitely been much shorter, yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
this
it
was,
would be-
what, 2 hours 15?
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
a
long
long film
runtime.
for not a lot to happen. And I guess like
Yeah.
I don't know. I was sitting with it thinking like, yeah, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But now talking back about it, it's actually almost like, oh, okay, none of the stuff is as interesting as you think it was going to be.
But it is interesting. It's more interesting talking about it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we understand what it's about. It's about the divides between the classes, right? And then the rest of it is just us kind of theorizing what these really weird moments are. But the film doesn't really care about you needing to know what the answers are. It's just going to show you them.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then it's like, okay, we get this. This is the ending of the Zhao and Sophia story. They go to visit the house because it's about to get demolished, and she goes to pick the stars off the ceiling, right? And the scene is cut so strangely, like it's cutting so suddenly and in very weird. It's like the same shot, but from different locations in the room. Like it's never done this before, so it's clearly meaning something. And then he just breaks up with Sophia.
Yeah, the breakup was just strange, come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it was a sort of like, I kind of liked the idea of her having had these stars and moons on her ceiling when she was younger, and then they just come along and paint over it. It's like,
But they're
it's
still
like
there.
that. It's like that thing of the couple moving into the house, into the apartment with the building where the woman killed herself. It's like people move in,
There's history here.
but you can't paper over the things that have happened there, the energy of things that have happened there. The whole thing is energy, isn't it? Did you happen to notice the name of the school with all the kids out front?
No.
I thought it was the name of the grandpa.
It's the name of the school in Bacurau.
Oh, is it?
And what was the name of the school in Bacurau?
Can't remember. Bacurau something.
We talked about it on the episode. The name of the school.
Oh, is it John Carpenter something? Something to do with John Carpenter?
John Carpenter. How Carpentiero, which means
I
John
didn't notice.
Carpenter.
I did
Isn't
not
that
notice.
mad?
What is
Oh,
the
that's great.
obsession with John Carpenter from these guys then?
I guess this director likes John
It
Carpenter.
must be this director, yeah, more than anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
No,
cool.
that's very, very interesting. And then
Yeah.
John Carpenter comes out smoking a cigarette and says, "Come on, what the fuck am I doing in this movie, man? Get me out of it." That was my favourite part. And I was
That was the
like,
best
John,
part.
I interviewed him. I said, "John Carpenter, how was it that you ended up being in this Brazilian movie?" And he said, "How the fuck you get my number? And who are you?" I said, "I do a podcast, Film
And
Busters."
why
He
you
said,
on the-
"I don't know you, man."
And why are you on the streets in Brazil?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
This is 2012, baby. I said, "Hey, John, let me tell you something. You don't know nothing about direction." He said, "Fine, it's okay. You're the podcaster. You tell me." I said, "I told him. My hands are tied. I told him." Anyway, there was this device. Here's something that is maybe interesting. Maybe this is something we could talk about.
The Bark Free machine.
Yes, and how the Bark Free machine is similar to some of the other tech in the film, where tech was also a thing in Bacurau that seemed kind of primitive, but also kind of well advanced to separate people. Because we get the Bark device in this, plus we get the DVD player,
Also,
which
you've got
shows the night guards.
And you've got the camera as well. Like, you've got the
Yes.
camera, and they just ignore it. They're just like, someone's whistling at you. The whole point of having this
Yep.
system, and you just completely blank it.
They got all this odd tech, and they definitely had it in Bacurau as well. It's like, this tech won't save you. All of the tech seems dated in this movie, and not because it came out in 2012, but because it feels like even then they were like looking at dated tech.
Yeah, this I
Bacurau,
think
everything seemed futuristic.
this. Yeah, it's this. I think this director likes to put jarring things in his
Yeah.
films because it kind of just creates a conversation. Like there's a bloody UFO in Bacurau. It's like it's so out of place, but it's like,
Yeah.
wow, what am I watching right now? I'm about to sneeze. Sorry. It's not coming.
Good
It's
job
coming.
the devil
Second
came
one.
out, yeah.
It's gone
So
back
the
in.
third one?
Get the devil back inside you.
Yeah, I agree. It's clearly a thing he likes doing. This guy's an auteur. He likes his John Carpenter. He likes his strange tech.
Yeah.
He
Well,
likes
it's
his
certainly...
jarring images.
Here's the thing. This was his first film. So he broke his bones. Is that the saying?
This
Made
is
his
first
bones. This was his first, and then Bacurau came after. So he improved as a director. So
You can also see where the
technically,
budget is. Like, he probably had no money, and it's just...
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. He was like, "Look, I've got some ideas and concepts here," and you can kind of see the whole community thing is same in Bacurau. Like, the idea of this community that are sort of protecting. Like, if there was a parallel with Bacurau, it's that Bacurau is like, this is our place. We do stuff here. If an outsider comes, we're gonna fuck you up. And this film is like,
It's also talking about his class divides because we're seeing Bacurau from the other side of the coin, really.
yeah, that's true.
And it's the government, isn't it, impeaching on Bacurau, and they fight back. And I guess that's what same thing they're doing in here, but just from a different angle.
Yeah.
Clearly interests him.
It clearly does interest him. How do you feel about the way she's treating that dog as two dog lovers?
I thought that she killed the dog at the beginning, and I was going to be very upset with the film. If that
I
was
was
a cat,
upset with
you'd
her.
be fuming.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
are you under the impression that maybe they might have killed the dog in the end?
No, because they get the noise thing, don't they?
No, they shoot fireworks at it.
It's certainly near the dog, but remember you see that quick shot of the dog
I
sort
thought they
of
would.
turning.
I thought the fireworks for them, like firecrackers for themselves.
Oh,
to
yeah,
play
firecrackers, yeah. Well, no, they
With. But they were
threw
all
them at the
looking.
dog.
But they were looking. I thought they were just sitting them on the balcony, like, "Hey."
I feel like that mum was enjoying the fact that it was going to upset the dog.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But they were like looking at themselves as a firework display rather than trying to attack the dog. I think
She
because no one
certainly-
really knew she was attacking the dog. It was only her that was doing it.
Oh no, the
kids-
daughter knew.
Yeah, kids were like, "Oh, did you drug the dog?" But like, no one was like, "Oh, let's drug the dog. Let's get rid of that." No one else cared about the dog apart from her.
Yeah. See, because she was someone who was so affected by the neighbouring sounds.
Yes.
Yeah. But she's also looking down on something that's so like innocent, and it's just there living, and it's like she's gonna torment the shit out of it. Oh, but I don't want to kill it.
Yeah. Your quiz question should have been, what was the name of the dog device? Do you remember?
It was just bark free, wasn't it?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well done.
I literally have it in my note. Bark free machine.
Bark free, so do I. Bark free. She uses bark free on dog, says my note. It's funny sometimes when I look back at my notes and I'm like, I just wrote a thing that happens. There's not even a comment worth making there. Gonna demolish your old home. They painted right over the stars and moon on the ceiling. That's a note.
Let's talk about this though. What do you? How did you feel, or what did you think of this? Because it's so weird because you don't get much from the daughter, but suddenly we're in her dreams, and it's like that whole situation of the loads of people coming in through the gates, and I thought for a second like, oh shit, they're literally this is the moment where they're just gonna murder everyone in the house, in the whole apartment building. Something's gonna happen, but it didn't.
But
it was
that manifestation of things like the fears going into your head, like it's still that thing of that there are these people that are coming and it's this horror thing, be afraid, security, you need to protect your home, be worried, this bad stuff is right beside you,
and this whole dream logic, and she goes in and the beds are just gone, they just disappeared, and so I guess that's maybe a commentary on the place where you lay your head and sleep is not going to be there anymore because
the
it's
ultimate
been overrun.
place of security.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't know what to tell you about this final reveal because it was kind of interesting, but like we've watched for 2 hours and I don't even care about this old guy. It's not like this old guy's been a super massive character and it's like, oh, you don't remember you did this to our father. It's like, why do we care about this?
And what an elaborate thing to go all that way just to do that then when right in the first part, he was in the apartment, could have done it then.
Yeah, just kill him immediately. Yeah.
But maybe it's the tormenting.
Yeah. Catch and release.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, didn't do much catching and
It
releasing.
was a good twist. I quite enjoyed that as a twist.
Well, it was a twist, but it's not really even a twist though, is it? Because like, who was that old dude? We don't care for him.
He was basically a gangster, wasn't he, I guess? He just clearly killing people, like not caring about them, and
ultimately it's all about how the violence and something very dangerous sits right alongside the mundane. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't.
Well, they're having innocent fun with some firecrackers. Someone's actually getting their head blown off.
Yeah, and did you notice 7 bangs at the end, only 6 firecrackers, so the 7th must have been the gun.
There you go.
Very good spot.
Look at that.
Bang is what that noise was, and they froze the shot.
Bang goes the dynamite.
I thought my stream had fucked.
Yeah, and it just fades out.
That's just the final shot. Fade to black, and then John Carpenter comes out and says, I was in this, I wasn't even in the movie, they just referenced my name several times, and he was smoking, and I said to him, but hang on a minute, why did you even give them the permission for you to be in it? And he said, I don't know who you are, man. I said, I'm the film buses, I told you. He didn't care. He didn't care.
And he said, I don't know who this guy is for making this film, I'm going to give him my song for his next one.
Yes, yeah. He may as well promote me. Rob Zombie fucked me, so this guy may as well promote me.
Exactly.
Adam hates it when Get Silly on the podcast like that.
He just goes silent.
I just let you waffle on.
It's as silly as you singing for no reason, mate.
At least they've got some context towards them.
Yeah, John Carpenter was in the movie.
He was.
His name was Joe Carpentario.
Joe Carpentario.
Yes. I suppose this is all just neighbouring sounds to you, isn't it, Adam?
It is.
I don't know how we're going to make this work.
It's not going to work. It's not going to transition back around the baby, and that's it. One thing I can say, because this is the end. This is the end. There's nothing else to talk about, right?
There's nothing else to talk about, is there?
So I've just got to say that, if anything, the guy makes interesting films, not necessarily in the context of the film, but for talking about maybe what we've seen. because
Yes.
even in Bacurau, we had. Obviously, it was a better film, so much better. But
Absolutely.
there were so many striking things that happened that really were unrelated to this plot. But it's like, what does
Yes.
that mean? What does it mean? And delving into that was exciting. And in Bacurau, and it was a little bit exciting in this as well. It's just like, oh, at least it's something we can talk about.
But I feel like because
was.
this film wasn't quite as tight and wasn't quite as well done.
And there was
it
no
had a lot
big
of fat on
violence
it.
in it. We were waiting for an impending doom, and doom never came.
But also, remember,
No.
Bacurau was done by 2 directors. This was only done by the one.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that changes it. Maybe this other director is very good.
Maybe
He's
that
the
could
one
have
with the
could be
wacky
it.
ideas.
That's interesting. I didn't realise that. Okay.
He helped him to hone his vision because he clearly the very surreal and weird stuff certainly must come from him, because it translates exactly into Bacurau. It feels like a Bacurau kind of film. The stuff we're seeing,
Yes.
like the shark teeth, and all these very weird, strange things happen in the UFO.
Yeah, look, another shark thing.
Oh yeah, sharks. There you go. And
What if Bacurau is this town, but after some terrible apocalypse?
The sharks that come out of that sea, so warning sharks, no one listens to
Yeah.
it, and the sharks take over.
And hey,
Ooh.
don't forget, at the end of Bacurau, they go into like that little town's museum, and it's black and white photos of the ancestors of the town. And this film opens up with black and white photos of the ancestors.
Maybe there's like a
you
universe
go.
that we haven't discovered.
Oh my god!
well, I think
Imagine rewatching it with the view that it's Bacurau before
because
Ground Zero.
our idea in Bacurau was that this town used to be completely underwater, and the teeth were there because there was jawbones and stuff in the dirt of fish.
Oh fucking hell! Yeah, that film's got to be revisited, man.
Yeah, such a great film, man. So bloody good. I'm ready to rate and just get to the end of this film.
Yeah, come on, we may as well. Let's rate. Go on in, Adam.
I went first. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
You're giving it a 7. I'm also giving it a 7.
Wow, okay. I thought you were
I'm
gonna
giving
go
it
for
a
like
5.
6.
Oh shit! Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I think it's to talk about it is better than to actually watch it. I don't. Half the time I was like, I'm bored here, but I'm just interested in maybe something's going to happen. If I go back and watch it, I'm going to be like, nothing's going to happen.
True.
But don't you think now, given what we've spoken about, you wouldn't want to do it right away? But if you could listen to this episode again in 2 years and then go, right, and now I'm going to watch the film with this conversation fresh, you might find a few things that make you go, oh, okay.
Rewatching the film is going to make me go, yes, that's what we spoke about. But the film is not going to open. It's not going to be a Pandora's box.
Maybe there's a few hidden things.
It's not like something happens at the end. Well, something happens at the end, but it doesn't unravel every story and go, oh, fuck, I wish I would looked at that in a different way.
Yeah.
I think we just unlocked maybe stuff that were just there, and it wasn't necessarily going to reveal anything. It was just there to be explored.
Maybe.
I'm giving it the 5.
Well, I can't argue with it, I suppose. So, do you know what that does? That's 6.33, which means we have a score of 6.3, which means we've got to place it with these films. First
Let's
up,
have a look.
Eyes Without a Face.
I liked it better.
It's better than Eyes Without a Face. You liked Eyes Without a Face better, did you?
Yeah.
Adam, what say you?
I would say this was better.
Okay, so above it goes. Solo. It's better than Solo.
I mean,
Solo's better.
What did I give Solo? I think
You
I
gave Solo a 6, Adam, so yeah, this is better than Solo. Home Alone 3. This is better than Home Alone 3.
What did I give Home Alone 3?
No.
This is better than Home Alone 3, so it does.
Home Alone 3's a 6 for me, so Home Alone 3's better.
Okay, Paul, you're a madman. But it goes above because me and Adam say The Verdict. Paul Newman's The Verdict. Now, do you know what? Even though Paul Newman's The Verdict would theoretically be a better film, I enjoyed this more than that. So this is better than The Verdict.
We find out. I gave the Verdict.
I think The
The
Verdict's
Verdict is
better.
very dull by comparison. Adam, you gave The Verdict a 7, so it's up to you. Which one's better?
I'm going to say this is better for fun.
Yeah, come on. Now this one, Andadun. I'm gonna say.
I gave Andon a 6. Andon's better for me.
Let me see what I gave.
Adam
Andadun,
gave it.
and that will-
Adam gave it a 6, so this is better.
Okay.
And you gave it a 7, Ben. So you decide.
But I mean, Oh, yeah, yeah.
Anderton is better. Yeah, that's where it
Well, there
belongs.
you go. There you go.
Anderton above it, and just as well, because otherwise it was going to go and do battle with old favourites, The House That Jack Built, and Bright next.
Well, there you go. Bright. What is Bright there?
Fuck knows.
Bright
So
needs
there
to be
you go.
knocked out a bit.
I know. That's you two. That's you boys.
Oh, I'll do it one day. Don't worry.
The only good thing in Bright is when Will Smith and that guy are in the car and that horrible music comes on, and Will Smith says, "What is that song?" And he says, "Oh, that's a song of my ancestors. It's a love song." And then Will Smith says, "Yeah, a love song if you're in jail." That's the only
Quite
good thing I
funny.
remember from that film. Yeah.
Trash film, I'm sure.
All right then, folks. Well, that's the end of that. But before we leave this year, let's do some summaries of the year. I'll do our 2012 wrap-up, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Who's going to go first with best? Let's go with best character first. Who's going to go first?
I can go first if you want.
Go on, you go.
There's only one character who's the best of this whole year,
I agree.
and it's bloody Egg Sushi.
Oh, I forgot about
Oh,
Dead Sushi.
Egg Sushi as a character. Okay.
Yes, Egg Sushi, mate. squirting that acid.
Well, let me tell you, I cannot agree. There's only one character. There is literally only one character from 2012 that is worth a damn. And that we discussed him last week. It is Terry Hooley, because he's the only character with enough depth for us to
Okay.
actually hold a conversation and discussion about.
How can you say that about Egg Sushi?
Sorry, Egg Sushi.
He sung a little song.
I might have Egg Sushi elsewhere in my wrap up.
Okay, that's all right.
I'm going to go for Black Tuna.
You're going to go with Black Tuna.
It wasn't even a black tuna. You made that.
It was
up.
was
Black
he
Tuna,
called?
wasn't it?
He
It was
called
just a tuna. Tuna
That's what it was,
King.
Black Tuna.
He was Tuna something.
Tuna King.
I thought it was Black Tuna.
I'm going to
fish.
find it now. Where is it?
They said it at one point. They don't think it's his.
Yeah, he says, "I am
says, "Now I am
reborn as
become
tuna.
tuna."
I'm reborn
okay.
as tuna." That's all he says.
Okay, well, Tuna then.
He has a name.
It's just tuna.
Tuna Man is how he's credited. So Tuna Man. Fine.
Tuna man. Jesus.
Okay. All right. Well, since we're talking about Dead Sushi, my best scene is any scene from Dead Sushi. But if I had
Without
to
the
pick
bad
one,
scenes.
no. If I'm gonna have to pick one, it's going to be the big sushi fight after the poor sushi is prepared and that naked man being spun on the floor. And the ironic thing about that is the sushi hasn't even started attacking people by that point. That's how fun the film is. The sushi hasn't even started attacking. It's just so ridiculous at that point.
Just a guy spinning.
Just spinning.
I was going to
Well-
say Dead Sushi, but at the end where they have the big fight in the barn
Why not? Why the hell not?
with the battleship shit.
Yeah.
You like Battleship Sushi, did you?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
didn't like it. Adam loved it.
Yeah.
Well, I can lead into the quote because my best moment and best quote of the whole year is this scene. Motherfucking roast sushi cooking me alive.
Man, that is a close fucking second. That really should have been my favourite line as well. That is great. Go on then, Adam. What is your most memorable
I
line?
can't remember. See, I always struggle to remember the lines. You two are very good at memorising lines from films.
Well, if you had stuck around long enough and been a good fucking co-host in the last episode when we were discussing that film, whose name I've forgotten, Good Vibrations.
The Beach Boys.
Yes. I said one of my favourite lines is when they go into the recording studio
Oh, yeah.
and
Yep.
and Terry Hooley is saying to him, like, this is how you saw your career, flutes and crisp adverts. And the guy's like, I've got to put food on the table. And then he says to him, and what about your rock and roll soul? How are you feeding that?
Yeah, very good.
That is the ultimate line.
And that's when he gets his
2012.
joint out.
Maybe.
Pretty
Is that
sure.
it?
Yeah, yeah. Very good.
Possibly.
Go on, Adam.
I don't have one because I can't remember many of the lines of the films, but
The one where the man wanted to touch that woman's boobies. That was your
that's
best
not
bit,
really a
wasn't it?
line, is it? It's just fucking creepy.
Your line must be, now I am reborn as Tuna then, if Tuna Man was your favourite
Yes.
character,
I'll
right?
take that line then.
There you go. Adam, do us a favour. For the next year, you need to do some prep. You need to do
I
some
need to
prep
write
for
down
the
these
lines.
fights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't make any notes on the movie, Adam, because the people don't expect you to. They don't want you to make notes, but just
quotes.
make notes of your favourite lines. Yes.
When you'd be like, oh, that was a good line, write it down.
Yeah, and he'll say it in the episode, and then we'll have spoilers for what he's going to pick.
It was really the one out of all the 4 films we do.
Yeah.
It's the only thing he says in the episode.
Exactly.
The line.
Anyway, that's 2012. We're done. Adios.
2012, done. Beautiful.
Thank you to Sean for bringing us that year.
Yes, well done, Sean. Wonderful stuff.
For our dear listeners, we should recap that the films from 2012 were, in no apparent order, I can't even remember.
Good Vibrations. That's what kicked it off, really. Even though it was our 3rd episode, Good Vibrations was what kicked it off.
Good Vibrations kicked it off. And then we had Dead Sushi, which was my choice. Passion, which was Paul's choice.
Awful.
And today's choice, which was Neighbouring Sounds by Adam.
There we go.
We had 2 foreign language.
Wonderful stuff.
Nothing as bad as Passion.
No, Passion was terrible stuff.
Yeah, absolute arse.
It was the only one done by, what do you call it? Was it a proper director? Like, everyone else has kind of been their first
well-known
films.
director.
There you go. There you go.
Jesus.
This is why ignore the big names. They ain't got nothing new to tell you. They're cocks.
Cox.
So now we're gonna let. It's exciting time.
Well, it's a very exciting time now because we get to reveal what we're doing next. What's the next round, baby? What is the next round? What is the year we're doing? Do you want? Should we just start by teasing that?
Yes.
Go on, Ben. You can tease it and tell us who brought this year to us.
How do we tease the year?
I don't know.
It's
just
one after 2000, the one before 2002.
Oh, what a tease! What could that be?
Well, we're about to find out. The year is Stanley Kubrick's favourite year.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, baby.
That's how we should have done it.
It's 2001. We are going to 2001, not to September 11th, but just any time in that year.
That's coming up in the history bit.
That's going to... Oh, yes.
Fucking hell.
And in case you don't know what happened on that day, you're in for a big spoilers. I'm telling you.
Don't read
Where
the
have you
news
been?
until now.
Where have you
Yes.
been?
I was actually, this is how old I am now. I actually was talking to someone in the office today and I said, do you remember September 11th? And she was like, I was 5. I was like, oh my
Wow.
God.
The worst thing is, it's not even that. It's like people are like 23 now, and they were born after 9/11.
Yes. Like you.
I was like 7.
Anyway, this is all spoilers for when we do 2001, the new round. Don't Google what happened in September. This is very insensitive, but keep it in.
And it's brought to us. This whole insensitive topic is Julio's fault. But we are not actually talking about his film yet. He's gonna be turning up in 2 to 3 weeks, I think.
He'll
Something
join
like that.
us soon. Yeah.
So
The king.
He's not heading up the round, but he will be actually joining us for an episode in the near future. But first of all, Adam, it's your turn. You're coming back again for another pick. So
Yes, I
over
am.
to you, basically.
I don't know how I'm going to say the name of this film, but I'm keeping it in South America.
Oh.
It's a film. It's now from the rivals of Brazil, Argentina.
Mm.
Don't cry for me.
Yeah.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. No. And it's the life of 2 women in a family in a small province town of Salta, Argentina. It's the. I'm going to spell it to you because I'm definitely not going to. It's La, as in
Right.
LA,
Yeah.
and then it's CIENAGA.
La Ciénaga.
Yes, La Ciénaga. There you
Hey,
go.
I've got that on my watch list.
Do you? Oh, you do.
Yeah, but because the poster is all these, it's
Yeah.
like set in the 70s or something. They're all sitting around a
Apparently
swimming pool.
it translates to the swamp.
Oh my! You've certainly got a style of film you're in the mood for at the moment, Adam.
I would. You basically it needed to be on streaming, and the only films I had on my watch list was on streaming. Was this one?
Oh, well done. There you go.
Thank God,
I mean,
another
I don't know
foreign
if it's
film
gonna-
as well.
What it's going to be like? It seems to be from the posters. It seems to be not that far off Neighbouring Sounds look, but who knows?
I know. Well, it'll be an interesting comparison.
Well, yeah.
Keeping it in South America, baby.
Calm down. Jesus, calm it.
Calm down, Ben.
I know.
Stop talking about
Out
South
the bin.
America.
Out the bin.
Look how animated he is.
Get out of the bin, Ben.
Sorry, I should.
Are you ball that? Go on.
See you
gone.
in 2001 then, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we
Oh,
go to
great,
space.
great pick. Thank you, Adam.
Cheers, Adam. You can also join the patrons, and there's a bunch of names, and you'll see them at some
You
point.
just listen to the one from last week. We
Listen
said
to the
the
one
names.
from last week, yeah. Their names ain't changed.
Well, very exciting, Adam. Thank you for that. Let's basically end this episode now and just tell you about our wonderful, beautiful patrons from www.patreon.com/filmbusters, where we have a lovely family, just like the likes of Luke Bennett.
Yes, you can. You can also join Francis Siberini.
You two do it, please.
We're leaving that bit in of you being grumpy.
That's all right.
We got Stephen Mark from Movie Drone.
Yes, you have. You got Brent from Home Video Hustle.
We got Mr. Luke Human.
Yes, you have. You also got Sean Padden Nicholson.
We got Mr. Nerd Revert.
Sorry to laugh. It's just Ben is just sitting in the vehicle of the thing being very
I told you I wasn't doing it
He's
today.
not
I told
doing
you.
it. Yes, you have. You also got Nerd Revert.
I just did Nerd Revert.
Oh shit, you also got Julio.
We've also got Mr. Jamie Russell.
Yes, you have. And finally, you have Katie and Oti.
Hell yeah. Let's go. We're going to do the monthly roundup, everyone. Join us over on the Patreon. Love you.
Bye.
Filmbusters.